Hi friends. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the doubt clarification session. So I received a lot of doubts from you. I can say it's an FAQ because this doubts represents not a single person's doubt. So many people have asked same doubt repeatedly. So I'm going to explain each and every person's doubt. Now, the first doubt is from Etendra, Rajasthan. He asked one, sir, section 124 says 12 percentage interest, whether it is simple or compound. See, unless otherwise, companies have mentioned compound, everything is simple interest only. So 12 percentage is a simple interest only. 18 percentage in 227, that is also simple interest only. Then Saranya of Coimbatore asked a doubt, sir, what is definition of holding company? Actually, her doubt is whether it's like only equity shares or equity plus preference. It's actually total share capital. So it's equity as well as preference. Okay, just wait for a minute. I'll just get a call. Okay, then we'll go for the next question. So, yeah, this holding company is like holding not only equity, so it's like total share capital, equity plus preference. Then we'll go to the next question. Um, can a shareholder increase the rate of dividend? This is asked by Danya of Dubai. So, shareholder can decrease as most of the author says, but they cannot increase. But according to me, the shareholder cannot increase as well as decrease. Why? Because the authors generally they have not mentioned why they can say that they cannot increase but they can decrease. See, according to me, regulation number 80 of table F of schedule 1, that's only talking about whether the shareholder can increase. It says no, a shareholder cannot increase because it is given in table F. But according to me, in resolutions or in general meeting, the shareholders can say either yes or no. They cannot actually increase as well as decrease. They can say yes or no. So both the way it's not possible. But since the regulation specifically says that it cannot be increased, most of the authors are of the view that they can decrease. No, according to me, it cannot be done also. But her question is straight whether they can increase. No, they cannot increase. Then consolidation. There is next question is from Ashish of Mumbai. Sir, consolidation, whether it is applicable for the subsidiary is in foreign. See, if the subsidiary is in foreign, mandatorily you should consolidate. This confusion will come for many students because in the year 14-15, that is the first year of this Companies Act 2013. So for that year alone, they gave the exemption, but subsequently consolidation is applicable to all the company. That is only for 1 year. Then Swati of Chennai asked a doubt. Can I study winding up from practice manual January 17 edition? See, winding up is not there in practice manual, which is like Companies Act 2013 winding up, which is latest winding up. So according to me, you should ignore section based question of winding up in practice manual, but you can still study concept based question of winding up. For example, preferential creditors, the proportion of getting the money settled. So those things you can go for, but you cannot stick to all the questions of winding up. Then Soundarya of Chennai, sir, section 185, whether it is exempted to private company, if yes, what condition? So you know this, there are three conditions to be satisfied. One is you should not have obtained loans from banks and financial institutions beyond 2 times of your paid up capital or 50 crores, whichever is less. If you have taken, then it should not have been defaulted. So if you have taken loan, if it's not defaulted, and your loan amount is less than 2 times of your paid capital and less than 50 crores. Okay, so it's like 2 times of the paid capital you should compare with 50 crores, whichever is less you should take. That amount should be properly repaid or a private limited company, then section 185 is not applicable. Then can a minor become director? So the answer to this question is section 164 does not explicitly prohibit minor becoming a director. But yes, section 164 says you should not have a din. If you are not having a din, so a minor cannot have a din. So if a minor cannot have a din, obviously under section 164 subsection 1 he is disqualified. So that's how a minor is disqualified from becoming a director. Then Yash of Bangalore asked one more doubt. Can independent director be an alternate director? See, independent director can also be an alternate director, but the only thing is, like a director who is appointed as alternate director has to vacate the office. But independent director generally they will be appointing for so much time. You will not be vacating the office. But whether a director can be alternate for some other person, obviously yes, that is there. So independent director can be alternate director, but he should come out from the alternate directorship once the original director come out. Means he comes to India. Then Glenn of Bangalore asked a question. Sir, give me some practice question for drafting. So yes, we have some practice question of drafting. Draft manager appointment, MD appointment, resolutions, as well as draft minutes for it. Then draft resolution for allotting shares. So these two questions, and draft resolution for appointment of audit committee. So these three resolution you can practice, because mostly resolution will come from meetings chapter. So investment resolutions will come, borrowing resolutions can come, appointment of manager resolution can come. That's from the managerial chapter. So these three resolution you try to practice it. Then next question, schedule 5 for professional director. So schedule 5 is applicable for professional director, but only thing is you can give any amount. That's not going to be a problem. So any amount you can give, but only for this promoters director you have to follow strictly the schedule 5 limits of effective capital limits is there, no? So you have to follow that. But for professional you can give more than that also. That's not going to be a problem. Then recovery of remuneration. This is asked by Purva in YouTube. So recovery of remuneration under section 199. See, there are two types of recovery under section 197 and under section 199. So under section 197, it's like recovery in case the company has paid excess remuneration in the current year. And 199, in case if the company has paid remuneration in the previous year and it's going to get recovered in the current year, this then 199 is applicable. Then when calculating net profit for the purpose of corporate social responsibility, whether CSR expenses should be reduced. This is asked by Trembak of Chennai. Same net profit obviously has to be calculated under section 198, but for which purpose you are calculating? For example, CSR you are calculating, that CSR expenses will be added back in the net profit. Section 198, whether we need to calculate it in our examination. See, they will not ask you to calculate under 98 profit and all. They will give in the exam itself. They will give in the question paper itself. They will give. This question is asked by Vinamra, so be assured they will not ask you to calculate net profit and all. They will give the net profit. They will ask you to calculate something else like a CSR or something else. They will ask you to calculate. Then the next question, Sumit of Gujarat, voting by proxy when he himself is a shareholder. See, proxy can vote only in the pool, but if he himself shareholder, to that portion he can vote in show of hands. Okay, and for the proxy portion he can vote in polls for himself as well as for other person to whom he is standing as proxy. Then 15th question, it's asked by Soundarya of Chennai. Items that can be done in circular resolution. See, the answer is so simple. Whatever items that is required to be done in section 190, 179, that cannot be done in circular resolution. So So there is no specific item that can be passed in circular resolution. Instead, you can write whatever item that is not necessary to be done in 179. So which requires a meeting that can be done in circular resolution. So if you ask for whether this can be done in circular resolution, whether that can be done in circular resolution, we can say whether it is necessary to be done in 179, that is in meeting, all other things can be done in circular resolution. Then the next question is from Ayappa of Andhra. Willful defaulter. If the director is a willful defaulter, can a company go for rights issue? Can a company go for public issue? If director is a willful defaulter, company cannot go for public issue, but the company can go for rights issue. This is in SEBI regulation number 4 of ICDR. Then the next question, Meenakshi of Coimbatore, Meenakshi Sundaram of Coimbatore, inspection of section 170 register. It's been whether for government company it is applicable. See, there are two types of government company. One is government company, it's only 51% or more is held by government, 100% is held by government. If 100% is held by government, then inspection of 170 register is not applicable, but it's just going to be a government company, then this register is applicable for the government. Then Anil of Hyderabad once failed to appoint a person under section 160. Can I appoint him under section 161? See, once a person failed to get appointed under section 160, that person cannot be appointed under section 161 because 161 is very clear. A person who failed the appointment under section 160 cannot, that is in general meeting, cannot be appointed as additional director under section 161. That you should be sure. Then Ayappa of Andhra again. I think okay, it's over. Then Chatur of Uttar Pradesh. I know section, but I don't know subsection. What I should do? Just write the section. You need not write the subsection, and you can write subsection of this section says. If you write section, enough, no problem, because it's very difficult. Even as a faculty, for me, I don't know all the subsection. I know section only. So generally, we quote subsection to this section only. We will quote. So if you write even section and marginal note of the section, marginal note generally is called heading of the section. If you write that also, it's no problem. So you can be sure of getting a mark. Don't worry. Remembering a section number itself a big task, man. Okay, I appreciate that. Then Shah Jahan of Chennai, and not only Shah Jahan, so many people have this doubt. Political contribution, sir. Political contribution, whether it is 7.5% or it's amended. Please be sure that political contribution got amended in Finance Act 2017. So in the month of March, it's been amended. There is no limit of political contribution of 7.5%. Not only that, previously you need to disclose the name of the party to whom you are giving the political contribution. That is not required today. So please be sure that. Next, appeal for delisting. Within how many days they should go? This is asked by Rahman of Chennai. See, if your company got listed by the stock exchange, you should go for appeal within 15 days. Okay, but normally appeal is 45 days to SAT, but only in delisting case it is 15 days. So remember this. Some people will ask, sir, what is the 10 weeks case? See, it's like not delisting, it's not even listing. So tomorrow, for example, today is what, 7th November. So 7th November, today, which company is going for IPO? HDFC. HDFC Prudent, HDFC Life Insurance is, I think so, is going for IPO today. So they will collect the money for 3 days for bidding offer, etc. Then after that, they will list their company. But if the stock exchange is taking time for listing the company, then within 15 days from the end of 10th week, they can go for appeal. This is what is given there. Normally, other than this listing, delisting, appeal is generally it's 45 days. Then Vinamra of Chennai asked one more doubt. Section 235, dissenting shareholder. So whether what is the tribunal rejection? Dissenting shareholders will generally go to the tribunal. They will be asking the tribunal, sir, we want to continue with the company. The tribunal will say yes or no. If we say yes, that means you can continue with the company. If they say no, you have to sell the shares to the majority shareholder or newcomer, that is a transferee company. Then Rohan of Delhi, sir, oppression case study. See, oppression case study, it's not from Companies Act 2013, it's in Companies Act 1956 only. So a case study I'm saying. See, oppression is all new section, but the case study it's like Sindri Iron Foundry Limited and Thomas Wetton versus Kutnad Rubber Tires. Then so Sindri Iron Foundry, Sebastian is a city hospital. So these three cases you can write. And there is one auto ancillaries, Mirai, I think Mirai auto ancillaries case. So these are the case studies you can study from the suppression. That is there in your PM itself. So you study that case whether minority can file an appeal against majority. If few shareholders withdraw the oppression case, whether it is then dividend if not paid, whether it is oppression. So all these case studies are in the 1956 only. We are still following the same case studies. It's applicable. Then Nachi MI of Chennai. Sir, what is the meaning of desist in SEBI? Desist means stopping. Then offense triable by special court under 435 436 by Praveen of Andhra. See, Praveen, offense triable is of two types. One is summary trial, another one is regular trial. Summary trial will be like completed in a single shot, like what there won't be any juries. But in regular trial, we have 15 juries and police investigation, etc., will be ordered. And generally, offense which is like more than 2 years or more, this will be referred to special court. And 2 years or a big case will be handled by session judge, and a small case will be handled by assistant session judge or judicial magistrate case. So and generally, if the police want to investigate a person who is taken into the custody, they have to produce the accused within 24 hours. And if they want to detain the person, they have to get the permission from the magistrate. And if it's going to be executive magistrate, he will give permission for 7 days. And if it's going to be judicial magistrate, he will give approval for a period of 15 days. So this is what it is. Then section 165, whether foreign company should be included. A very important question, because this question is a very tricky question. This will come for examination also. Sir, 165, number of directorships, whether foreign company directorship has to be included. See, in 165 they use the word 20 company only, company. So foreign company on definition. What is the definition of the company? The definition of the company is a company formed and registered incorporated in the Companies Act. Now, foreign company is not incorporated in the Companies Act, so it will not come under the definition of the company. So, foreign company, for which foreign company is in which definition? Then foreign company is in definition of the body corporate. So, if I am going to be a body corporate, it's not comes under the definition which is explained in section 165. Hence, my directorship in foreign company is excluded from the 20. That is what the interpretation. It's just an interpretation. I'm not telling any opinion. It's my interpretation. I'm just saying this. So according to me, foreign company can be excluded in that 20 directorship. This is the latest interpretation, because when only questions asked by some people, we also use the devil's advocate. So we'll be arguing in both the sides. Why saying yes? Why say no? I will argue that. Now this is the question. Then, sir, disqualification under section 164 subsection 2, whether it is applicable only for that company or applicable for all the company. Disqualification is towards the DIN. So once 164 subsection 2 you are disqualified, it will be attached to your DIN. So in all the companies your DIN will be blocked. So it is attached to the DIN, so you are disqualified from all the companies, so you have to vacate the companies. Then woman director, time limit for filling the vacancy, independent director time limit for filling the vacancy, and KMP for time limit for filling the vacancy. This is asked by Shanmuga Priya of Chennai. So Shanmuga Priya, this woman director, 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. Independent director, there is an amendment here, because there is a wrong thing in Companies Act itself. I am saying it's wrong in Companies Act itself, because independent director schedule 4 says something, the rules of independent director says something. 180 days is said by schedule 4, but the rule says it is 3 months. So which I should follow? Later on in month of July, 184 the regulation number 4 got amended. I think it should be 6 of in schedule 4. It's got amended. Now what you should write for your exam? You should write only 3 months. So it should be filled within 3 months. For KMP, it is 180 days. Then Arjun of Rajasthan, Arun of Bangalore. Sir, what is connected person, the definition of connected person in section 192. There is no definition given in section 192 of connected person. So director or is connected person if they are going to do a barter system with the company subsidiary associates. So connected person means it's a controlled person. We can infer like that. Then Sanjana of Coimbatore. Sir, ceiling limit for auditors. It's see, she might have got confused because of ethics, professional ethics. Previously, not now. Maybe like 1 year before, it was different. It says 30. But Companies Act, please be sure it's 141 some 3G. I think so. It's G. Now ceiling limit is 20 company, excluding 1% company, dormant company, small company, and a private limited company which is having less than 100 crores paid up capital. Then the next question, Yash of Bangalore. Common director in a public company, whether 185 attracts. See, because I think why you would have asked this doubt, common director in private limited company is addressed, but common director in public limited company is not addressed. So maybe because of that you asked this doubt. Common director of public limited company is covered under the A, B, C, D, I think D or E, because it should be a body corporate. They use the word body corporate, so it's covered there. Then Sujaya of Chennai. So Sujaya of Chennai, she asked, sir, whether urgent board meeting can be urgent further. Urgent board meeting can be urgent for only one. Adjournment itself is only for one time under the Companies Act. So urgent board meeting will not be urgent further. Instead, it will be cancelled. Then Vinamra, whether board meeting for newly incorporated company, how many board meetings? If it's incorporated in the month of say January, it's within 1 month they should conduct the first board meeting, and 4 months, four board meeting in subsequently. So it's 1 plus 4 for the first year of incorporation. And kindly study SS1, which says, that is second standard 1, which says 1 quarter 1 board meeting is must, which is removed subsequently. I think in the month of August 2017 it's removed, but for your exam it's like 1 quarter 1 board meeting. Then Sabari of Chennai, preparation of financial statement of foreign company under section 381. Whether only with respect to income expenditure of India I should file, or whether I should file the abroad statement also. See, for Indian operation, you should file Indian Schedule 3 financial, but the entire financial statement should also be filed. The parent company's financial should also be filed with ROC. If it's not in English, then translated in English language. Then the next question is whether foreign company needs to file their, yeah, this answered. Then Sachin of Coimbatore, Schedule 5 covers whom? Whether it is like a managerial, personal, what is them? So this question is 203 as well as 196 put together, who are all covered under that section. They are all covered under Schedule 5 also. Then Yash of Bangalore, additional director by circular resolution. Is it possible? Additional director can also be appointed in circular resolution. Okay, because section 161 subsection 1 says board has to appoint, but they never says board meeting has to appoint. So according to me, they can appoint it by circular resolution also. Then Karthik of Andhra, relative of auditor, is holding shares in subsidiary company. Relative cannot hold shares in the subsidiary company. Relative can hold shares only in the company in which the auditor is doing audit. Then once again, this is not available from a center. Then the next question. Okay, dividend rules. If not paid dividend in 1 year. See, if the dividend is not paid in 1 year, the dividend rule of rate rule only is not applicable. Other dividend rules are applicable. Only that rate rule is not applicable, because it says in each of the preceding 3 years. This is asked by Bharat of Bangalore. Only that rate rule is not applicable. So with this, I've answered all the queries which I got till 7 o'clock. If I got some other questions now, I will try to answer. Sir, what is omnibus approval of related party transaction? This is asked by Bali of Andhra. Omnibus approval is it's a blanket approval basically. In section 100, omnibus approval can be given to related party transaction up to 1 crore. So you need not ask repeatedly approval. So once I give approval for one party for 1 crore, you need not come back to the board again and again. Then next question. That you know, sir, I'm using your question bank for both corporate law and allied law. Whether it is sufficient? 99.9% of tomorrow's exam question is going to come from this two books. That is, I think I released two books, one and two, question bank part one, question bank part two, because for corporate law, except the new amendment area, it's in one, and IBC etc. in number two. Kindly do that. It's not necessary to refer practice manual also, because all practice manual, RTP, whatnot, everything is covered in this book. You just go through this book enough. Sir, I haven't done IBC yet. So if you can help me with importance according to you, I will do that. See, I will tell you, kindly see yesterday's video, that strategy for doing law. Do that video enough. I have discussed section wise what are the questions to be asked. This is asked by Falguni of Mumbai. Falguni, please see those important questions, which important sections of yesterday's video, and I think your answer will be enough. Then, sir, is it important to remember in all allied laws age limit? See, I have given a separate memory technique and question for age limit previously. You can refer to that message. It's given on October 14th of 2017. FAQ on few age limits. Securities appellate tribunal, presiding officer ages 70, members ages 65. And CCI, Competition Commission, chairman and members both ages 65 only. Then Competition Appellate Tribunal, chairman's age is 68, members age is 65. NCLAT, chairman's age is 70, members age is 67. NCLT, president age is 67, members age is 65. So this is asked by Raviteja of Andhra. So I answered this doubt also. Then yeah, so I answered all your doubts. I think so. Yeah, I'm getting one more thing. Sir, subsection. So same thing. I am worried about the subsection. See, leave it. Aman of Pune, leave it. You need not worry about the subsection writing and all. Just write the main section. Even if you don't know the section, don't worry. You write as per the relevant provision of the Companies Act. For example, appointment of directors means you can write appointment of directors section. So enough that is. So you can write as per the appointment of director section of the Companies Act. So I guess this video will be useful for you. Thank you so much. All the best. Bye bye.